Thanks for joining us. I'm Daniel Berlant with the Fire Situation Report for today, Friday, August 14th, 2015. Coming to you from the CAL FIRE headquarters in Sacramento, and a special welcome to those of you joining us live today on Periscope. Yesterday was another busy afternoon and evening for fire activity across the state with several new fires and several large fires. We'll jump right over to our interactive Google statewide fire map, which you can find on our website as well. One of those new fires, the Mark Fire, started yesterday afternoon off of Marks Ranch Road near the community of Angels Camp. Here's Angels Camp here in Calaveras County. This is Highway 49 right here. The fire's burning just south of Angels Camp. Again, 140 acres have burned in total. The good news here, no structures were threatened by the fire. It's 40% contained. The other fire that ignited yesterday afternoon and has quickly grown very rapidly is down in San Diego County. That's the Horno fire burning on Camp Pendleton. That fire has now burned 1,800 acres. If you're driving along Interstate 5 at all through San Diego up to Orange County, you may have seen the fire or may have seen the smoke. That fire, again, 1,800 acres, 10% contained. CAL FIRE is assisting the Department of Defense with that fire. We've sent several pieces of equipment and aircraft to help battle. Now, the fire is pushing towards the north and to the east, closer to the Cleveland National Forest. Again, 1,800 acres, 10% contained on Camp Pendleton there. The big fire, though, that continues to get the most attention is the Jerusalem fire up in Lake County. That fire has now burned just over 24,500 acres in Lake as well as Napa and Yolo counties. That fire is now, though, good progress being made. 52% containment on that fire. I want to show you the map, though, and you can see just how close it has burned to the Rocky Fire itself. Now, the Rocky Fire is still holding at under 70,000 acres up here. Here's the community of Lower Lake. Hidden Valley Lake, Clear Lake is up here to this direction. Again, you can see burning right up to the perimeter of the other fire. The Jerusalem fire, though, yesterday was still active. We did see some fire activity. You can see here's some video shot yesterday afternoon. Just how quickly the trees are being engulfed by this fire show how dry the conditions are, not just in Lake County, but really across the state. This fire has been a very active one. Now, most of the burning yesterday, fortunately, occurred within the fire perimeter itself. So there was still a lot of smoke. There was still a lot of fire activity, but a majority of it was within the fire's perimeter. Now, today we are expecting the winds to increase, which will allow the fire like this to possibly grow. We'll talk about that wind in just a little bit. But again, look at this video. You can see this is very similar conditions to all the fires that we're seeing across the state. You can see just how quickly this what was just a small fire, spot fire in the brush, has quickly grown, gotten into the trees, a lot of smoke, the ash flying, and as it continues to grow, it's like a snowball. It just gets faster and faster and larger. So again, a very fast-moving fire indeed. Again, the Jerusalem fire is now 24,555 acres, 52% contained. All the evacuations in the Jerusalem Valley area still remain in effect. The Rocky Fire just above it, continuing to make good progress, almost near full containment. That fire is holding right now at 69,438 acres and is 95% contained. Let's talk about a couple of the other fires burning up north, especially those that were sparked several weeks ago by lightning. Again, you can see here's Trinity County, Humboldt County. Those fires continue to be very active. Let's go through them one by one. The Fork Fire burning right here in Hayfork off of Highway 3. The Fork Complex has now burned 20,154 acres. It is 32% contained. So good progress on the Fork Fire. One of the other complexes to the south of it, the Mad River Complex, just under 22,000 acres have burned. That fire 50% contained. Continuing to move over further to the west, the Humboldt Lightning Complex, that fire is over 70 fires, most of them contained. Over 4,800 acres have burned, 70% contained on the Humboldt Lightning fires. Just to the north of it, also in Humboldt, but also in Trinity County, the Route Complex. Those fires have now burned almost 27,000 acres, and that series of fires, 50% contained. Continuing to move up north, the South Complex, that's a series of fires that continue to burn just south of Highway 299. 17,234 acres burned, 20% contained. And then the last of the complexes up in Trinity County is the River Complex. It's both burning in Trinity as well as Del Norte County. That fire has now grown to 32,880 acres, 12% contained on there. So again, you can see Trinity County still seeing a lot of activity. But if you were watching yesterday, each of those fires, the containment numbers are going up, maybe a couple percentage points each day, but progress overall being made on those fires. So let's talk a little bit about the weather this week. We are going to see some winds. This is a graphic from our friends over at ABC7 out of San Francisco that shows us in the fire area, the Rocky Fire and the Jerusalem Fire in this graphic, the time throughout the next 24 hours, what we can expect for the winds on that fire. This morning, some light winds. This afternoon, not bad, but slowly building up. By tonight, though, 17-mile-an-hour winds. That's going to be very strong. But overnight, 1 a.m., 4 a.m., look at this, 4 a.m., 29 miles an hour. So very strong winds. That's really going to test the line that the firefighters have made around that fire and possibly allow this fire to grow. So even though typically at night the fire lays down, this wind could take some embers and throw them over the line. Come the morning, those dry conditions could quickly ignite. So you can see, again, the winds are picking up. Now, the National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning due to high fire danger from those gusty winds, specifically from the Truckee area in the Northern Sierra all the way up to Modoc County. I'll zoom in here. You can see some of those communities. So pretty much everything above Lake Tahoe all the way up to the Oregon border along the eastern side of California, the Highway 395 corridor, remains under a red flag warning due to those high fire conditions from the gusty winds and the low humidity. Now, this weekend, if you're planning to go camping, make sure you take extra caution to be safe outdoors. It doesn't take much. Today, another bit of news. The rag fire that we reported on several weeks ago burning near Lake Berryessa, that was about an 8,000-acre fire that burned very rapidly as well, but we contained that 8,000 acres. Investigators have determined that that fire was sparked by a vehicle. The hot exhaust from the vehicle on dry grass ignited the fire. So when you're driving, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained. Make sure you take all precautions to ensure that you do not drive your vehicle in dry grass, that you have it properly maintained, and that if you need more information on equipment use fires, vehicle equipment, you can find that information at our website, which is readyforwildfire.org. Now, for the latest on the fires that are burning across California, as always, you can find those on our website, including this interactive Google map, fire.ca.gov. That's the latest on the fire situation in California. I'm Daniel Berlant. Have a fire-safe weekend.